University of Colorado take the 3-0 over Marison on the other stream, Delaware, as well as Marquette won. But enough about them. We're going to get right into this. UTA, they're going to be in orange. Seton Hall, they're going to be on the blue. And Seton Hall already on the attack.
Yep, and both teams, they all had the same colors as their school colors. UTA in orange because their mascot's orange, and Seton Hall is blue, obviously for the blue reasons, which is quite a unique thing to see. But right now we're seeing Seton Hall trying to get on the attack. It's so far looking like a pretty back and forth defensive battle. Obviously, these two teams are kind of just analyzing each other a little bit, trying to see what their play style is going to be like. But it's going to be a great matchup once we hit next 3 games, hopefully, maybe even a best-of-5 series. And obviously, we just saw a first demo of the game. T8 abhors Seton Hall. Almost scored right there. And there's the score right there. Seton Hall takes the first shot. That was Tone. And there, with almost 4 minutes left to play, Seton Hall is starting off hot.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was a misdirection there by Green, or maybe it was just trying to go back to the left side. Either way, Tone, ball was perfectly left for them, able to get a great shot in. And so far, it looks like these two teams, they have been doing a little bit of analysis of their own of each other's play styles. And UTA, it's very similar to what we saw last series from Maris. They're finding themselves in their defensive zone more often than not so far.
Saw a little bit on the top left corner in their game chat. Saw a little bit of maybe a little trash talking. Maybe it's just a little playful riveting. But right now, Seton Hall's on that hot streak. They're really putting pressure on UTA right now. So hopefully we'll see UTA try to respond really well on defense and then transition that into good offense.
From what I saw in the captain's chat, I believe these two teams know each other pretty well, and they're going to know each other well enough to score 1-1. They were a little bit of friendly trash talk earlier on between captains, so I think it's all in good fun here. But Samba going to answer back very early, so already a little bit more than 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes in, and it's already 1-1. It's basically 0-0. Both these teams have proven they can score. It seems like UTA was doing it more on a runaway shot. They were able just to get the ball in the open net area. For Seton Hall, they were able to just get into a good set play. So it'll be interesting to see if those two different styles, going for the open net versus just better team play works out later on for either of these teams.
It's always enjoyable to see a little bit of trash talk riveting, even though it's fun to just watch it. You get to see you see the passion from each team going up against each other, and they're just being playful, trying to mentally mess up their game. But right now, it looks like both teams tied at ones. They're not fazed by any of it right now.
Yeah, now we're seeing a little bit more team play from UT. That's what they're going to need if they want to take the lead for the first time in the series. So far, they've just been able to tie things up, have not had that leading goal. As I said, Seton Hall did get the first one. There's going to be the demo from Samba, so for a little bit, it's going to be a 3-on-2, but fortunately for them, that ball is still at their end of the zone, so looks like it's going to be a 3v3 by the time they finally get it past midfield.
UTA already has 2 demos into this game. One was after the first demo was followed by a Seton Hall goal almost immediately after that demo. So they need to take advantage of what you can do after that demo. And Adverse from UTA gets on the board. UTA takes the lead from Seton Hall after being down 1-0.
You see Vibes just coming back in, not able to get there in time. It was a bit of an overcommitment from Seton Hall. They went too far forward. It was a great pass, I would say it's like a mini aerial. It wasn't too high in the sky, but still did get some air time. And now Adverse going back on the attack. Now UTA, they have taken the lead. It is 2-1. I want to see this continuing from them. Their first goal, there's a little bit more luck of the draw. That time it was just great team play to get it done.
Green had an excellent block for Seton Hall. Or Seton Hall, excuse me, trying to transition back, maybe get a goal right here, and it is denied by Samba. Samba's just doing a Samba dance right on them after that goal.
Yeah, good demo immediately after, too, so great plays from Samba. But there's going to be Vibes coming in with one of their own, so the playing field is even right now for a little bit, 2v2.
Good retaliation by Vibes, showing what vibes he's in right now. We got Tone setting the tone. Green missed a shot. Seton Hall needs to get back on defense quickly, but it's going to be... Oh, and he missed it.
Can he get on the rebound? No, it goes right out.
Misses. That was almost money for UTA right there. It just didn't quite get inside the goal.
Yeah, it followed through the shot, but the control was not there long enough. Now we're seeing Samba and Tone going for a little bit of a 1v1 battle. Not the rule one just yet, but now they're going to have to go back to defense. You saw Speedo is very far forward. This isn't going to be a 3v2. Now it looks like they're able to get it back. And again, this net is just wide open.
Samba is just dancing on all of them. That was easy basket for Samba. Driving all the way from the other goal, getting it all the way into there.
Yeah, so you see that sometimes teams, they overcommit to their defense, so they can't really get anything started on the other side of the field. Here, they're overcommitting to the offense, so when they have those turnovers, there's no one back to defend, and now UTA, they might have not struck first, but they have struck twice now in a row, and as long as they strike last, they will take this first matchup.
Retaliating pretty well. They were down 1-0, playing like the Chiefs in the football games in the playoffs last year, playing well from behind, and now they're in the lead.
Oh, that pains me. The Chiefs, not a fan of them, but we'll see how they do this Sunday. You see the Super Bowl ads going on right now for Rocket League.
See, I'm a Chiefs fan myself. I'm from Kansas, or I'm from Wichita, but Kansas City's just closer. But we're not watching football. We're watching Rocket League, and we all another score. Samba just demolishing everyone on the court, and it looks like UTA is going to walk away with this first one. Unlikely going to be scored, but will it? No. UT Arlington first match led by Samba with 4 demos and 2 goals, and he's just Samba dancing in his car right now.
Yeah, didn't actually have the most shots on goal. That isn't go to adverse, but only was able to get one of those actually in the net. Still a great all-around team play. And one thing I want to note is that there was actually more shots coming out from Seton Hall, 8 to 7. They just weren't able to get as many that were in the net. And I think the goals they gave up were a little bit less desirable. I mean, UTA, they're still going to get the point at the end, but really a lot of those, they just got really good breakaways. There was no one there to defend them. They almost had a third one earlier on. That would have been, I guess, a fourth total. We saw it almost went and just didn't have enough power, kind of bounced off the side, and the rebound wasn't there. So that could have been a little bit uglier for Seton Hall. I think they need to kind of strap back and have at least one person in a more defensive position. So that way, if they need someone to run back, once those interceptions happen, they do have someone who will do that. Instead, they had everyone, all 3, in the defendant or in the I guess opponent zone, and because of that, when those interceptions happened, it was just free for the UTA, and they're going to take that first match 3-1.
Exactly. We saw Seton Hall score fast, score quickly with like under a minute, and then it was all UT Arlington in that next game. What in Seton Hall's defense probably needs a little bit more work. What would you say they need to work on more on defense?
I think it's the rotations. Again, like they're just overcommitting when they're trying to go for the attack, and that worked out the first time. That's how they got up earlier on. But then once they were playing from behind, you saw there was a little bit of a panic in the way they were playing, where they were making attempts that they didn't really have to, and it was forcing things earlier on. Now you're seeing that they're playing a bit more defensive early on because the ball is in their side of the net, but Vibes almost being able to connect there towards the net. If they can keep getting those clears, then having some follow-up, as well as someone a little bit farther back as they have. You see Vibes is playing more defensive role, or was until they got demoed
out.
That's what they need to do, though. They need to sit someone a little bit farther back.
Vibes had that beautiful first shot, but it just didn't quite get the right angle to go in, and TA was just there to get the rebound and transition it back into offense. And now we see Vibes playing a little bit more aggressive both ends of the field. He had that clear shot, and Adverse just missed it. It was a little too high for them, and then we just saw another demo. That was Green from Seton Hall getting demoed by Adverse. Adverse really showing the, you could say, adversity. They don't call that for. And now we see Seton Hall mostly attack. Vibes was the only one on D, able to stop the ball from going any further. Shot by Samba, a little too high. Actually, way too high, I should say. Not going to lie. And now Seton Hall needs to transition, get the ball out of their zone, trying to get into the other half of the score. Obviously, we just saw Adverse taking another shot.
Yeah, it looks like for a second there was an opportunity for that ball to go in for UTA, but they keep hitting it off the crossbar. And then the second shot was just way too high. So it's good they're starting this attack early on. They're putting out a lot of pressure, which is not good for Seton Hall, because that's kind of what happened before. It wasn't even last time they got pressure in their defensive zone. It was just they would give up the ball. But now this is a different game where instead of those transitional attacks are coming through. It's just been UTA keeping it at the other end of the field. Just what you want to do. You want to keep possession. And so far, so good for them. No goals just yet. A few missed opportunities. And now they're going to have to play defense for the first time in a while.
And right now, it's a pretty big defensive battle between each of them. No score yet with 2 minutes left. And I just spoke too soon. Adverse just took the shot off the assist from Nava. And now UTA is on the board.
Yeah, you see Seton Hall, they try to get back both Green and Vibes, but they left Tone back there. The demo comes in. It was perfectly timed. That defender going to be taken right off of the pitch, and now UTA, they are going to open things up.
It's 1-0 UTA, that is, and hopefully, let's see what we got from Seton Hall trying to respond here. Tone getting that clear, and now Vibes was trying to make a rush for it, but then UTA was able to just intercept that rush, and it looks like Tone just set the tone right there, tying it up 1-1 with 2:20 left. Seton Hall back on the board.
Yeah, this was just a great play. UTA kind of did what Seton Hall had been doing previously, a bad giveaway. Then their defenders aren't there. A beautiful shot. There was almost a save, just mistimed it by a second. There was even a player from Seton Hall could have possibly followed it up, but it is going to be Tone taking it all the way in, and maybe we'll see the opposite we saw last time. Last time around, Seton Hall, they scored first, but they lost the matchup. UTA, they scored first this time around. Will we see 1-1 once this is all wrapped up? And another great shot by Tone. Oh,
what a save by Nava. And Nava, we didn't see him in the last game. He subbed in for this game. So he's already making a really big statement coming into this game. He had the nice assist earlier. Another great save as well. And now UTA's in very much trying to control the ball right now. And right now they're controlling it in their team, in their lane. And now it's going into Seton Hall's lane.
A great aerial. The follow-up not there, unfortunately. Adverse and Nava a bit too far behind, but that's what you want to see. You want to see those setup plays. You want to see some of those aerials being connected with. So far, it looks like they're just shooting it a bit too wide. A lot of the time, it's bouncing off the side of the goal, not really getting onto it completely, but those team plays, if you can start setting them early on and then later execute them, it will give you the edge. But right now, the edge is going to go towards Seton Hall. There's the demo.
Tone taking out Samba. Samba was their leading scorer, and Tone just demolished him right there, trying to give Seton Hall more control of the game. 1 minute left to play.
And we could see overtime. We could see a golden goal situation. Right now it's tied up, and just as I say that, they almost hit it. Oh, Adverse just going in a bit too fast there, isn't able to control the ball. That's an opportunity they're going to want back. Now we've seen UTA twice have perfect scoring opportunities. Now their time we're able to connect.
And Nava tried to take a shot. Vibes was just there to meet him in the air, just blocking him. And we might as well see. We got 30 seconds left, as we can see. Nava was trying to guide the ball into the goal. Samba controlling it on the juggle. And it's going to be Adverse slamming it in off the feed from Samba. And now UTA has taken a 2-1 lead with 22 seconds left to play. But Seton Hall is still very much into this with the defense they've been playing. Much better than we seen from the last game.
Yeah, they need to score like immediately. They need to score as soon as possible. They need to keep the ball at the other end of the field. And now as it goes back into their own zone, that is exactly what you don't want to happen. And there is what the worst case scenario could possibly be. I couldn't even go into analysis about the second goal. The second goal was beautiful. I mean, it's a full team play. Just Nava has some amazing juggling. It's passed off to Samba, and then Adverse gets the connection there. This time around, just a bit of a misplay. Again, they hand it over in their own zone, an interception, a tackle, whatever you want to call it. Either way, they give a possession, and that's going to be a demo on to Tone, and with very little time left in the bank, it looks like we're going to see the exact same scoreline we saw in match 1, with UTA coming out the victors once more.
See, one more second, and it hits the ground. UT Arlington takes a 2-0 lead over the series. Their leader or MVP of this game was Adverse, as we see 3 goals out of 6 shots, and Nava and Samba was going crazy as well. Everyone trying to feed the game, but Seton Hall's defense much better, even though they gave up those last 2 goals in the game.
Yeah, and they gave them up in such quick succession. It was tied for so long. the second goal is what was really the nail in the coffin there. You had to clear that so much quicker because Nava was just dribbling that ball for I think like 10 seconds, just kept control of it. There was no real challenges, no real tackles that really approached Nava at all while they had possession. So you send one person in, you can still have two people kind of playing more of a mutual zone, one a bit further up on defense, one close to the goal area. Again, I hate when players are completely in the goal because it's very hard for you to actually go for those blocks. So don't overcommit there, but there they were all just kind of sitting around. No one was really sure what to do, and that might come down to communication. UTA, they're now on series point. They only need one more match to put this away, and what a statement would it be to beat Seton Hall 3-0 when both of these teams were tied going into the series.
And that would be a back-to-back 3-0 win over the series. We just covered Colorado and Marist University, or Marist College. Colorado taking that victory, obviously, with a 3-0 win over them. What would it be to see another 3-0 win? UTA making a statement, taking the second place spot after this game.
Well, it looks like Seton Hall is going to open things up with a score.
Wow.
That was a great play. Tone just jumping in the air. Look at that. That's
great.
That is goal to goal right there. A little bit of a bounce. Goes right in gracefully. I think what you're saying, with the 3-0s, if that does happen, it kind of shows that even with teams that have similar records, there's such a variety of competition of levels here in EGF that, it really depends on your schedule. It also depends on the fact that they was coming back from break, and now
Green with the shot only took 9 seconds. That was an incredible shot. Seton Hall really already playing more aggressive match.
Yeah, they're already coming back to live, looking a lot deadlier than they have so far. They had opened things up in game 1 with the first goal, and they quieted down here. They have not put their foot off the pedal for a second. 2 goals, now looking for a third. It looks like UTA might be cut off a little bit off guard. They don't seem to prepare for this new aggression that's coming out from Seton Hall.
Yeah, Seton Hall totally just caught them off guard. Their defense is still, they're still playing better. They're playing better on defense, but right now they're just scoring as fast as they can. Tone almost had the shot right there, just a little off angle. But right now, Seton Hall's putting in more offensive work and letting the defense do the talking.
Yeah, and it puts UT in a position they really haven't been in all series. For most of it, they've been playing tied or ahead. Now they're gonna have to play from behind. Almost. I was gonna say, there it is. I didn't think that was gonna go in, but Green able to thread the needle there. I gotta see the replay on this.
I think that was pretty good defense by UTA, but just a better angle from Seton Hall. Just that could have gone either way. That could have been a block. That could have been an epic save. But at the end of the day, that was a goal. And now Seton Hall playing in a sense of urgency, 3-0.
Yeah, Nava went in for the save, got a piece of it, but unfortunately for them, they actually just blocked it into the goal instead of trying to knock it out. There's almost a chance for a little bit of a shot there to help equalize things, but so far UTA scoreless. And we were talking about the idea of a 3-0. I think Seton Hall might have heard us, and they said, no, we're not going out like that.
Yep. It's the classic caster's jinx. We say, oh yeah, UTA is probably going to walk away with it. Seton Hall, all of a sudden, they're probably going to win. And I probably just jinxed them right there, and now we'll see what happens. But it looks like Seton Hall's making a statement. Green scored another shot off the feed from Vibe. It's 4-0. Seton Hall's just putting on an absolute show that we haven't seen in the last 2 games.
And just like that last goal, UTA, they were there to block it, but Samba followed it up, was able to get another shot right off the deflection of their own shot, and that is going to be a 4-0 lead. So UTA, not even halfway through this third matchup on the series, and they are down by a lot. Looks like Seton Hall, they figured out the pieces to the puzzle. Just ruthless, unadulterated aggression on their attack. And so far, it has worked just like a charm, and that demo is going to put them up in a position to possibly get even more shots on goal.
Vibes just making a huge statement with that demo on, I believe it was Samba. Man, and Seton Hall's just playing so angry. That's what I'm seeing right now. And right now, their defense is good, but it also looks like UTA is just struggling a little bit trying to get a goal into the Seton Hall basket. And you see some saves right here and there, but You also see quite a few missed shots. I've seen a couple missed shots. They had a wide open shot, but then maybe it was a little too much speed and they just hit the wrong angle. Just hits the ledge, but right now Seton Hall's just playing angry.
Yeah, UTA, they have had some opportunities where they got another one right here. The question is, can they get the cross? And there it is, you see it right there. It's just hitting right off the side. A little bit too much speed, maybe just a little bit. Is this position? I'm not sure what it is, but these balls, you know, they're being shot in and they're coming oh so close. I've seen it through all 3 matchups in this series. Just that connection has not been there. So far, it hasn't been as costly as they're still winning, but now you can see the price to be paid is now happening.
Yeah, just like you said, more of those missed shots. I'm not quite sure what's going on with UTA right now. It's a little bit questionable for them, but Seton Hall, you gotta just respect what they're putting on right now. As a 5th shot happened, and like I said, we gotta respect that. I believe Tone is leading the game in scores right now. I believe he's got 2 or 3 out of the 5 from Seton Hall.
Yeah, has done a great job. And again, that's just another steal right there. He's able to get the interception. Goes for the long shot. The first one we saw was from all the way on their own side of the field that time. It was more towards midfield, but you find those avenues, you find those openings. And it reminds me a lot of how UTA were getting their goals earlier on, especially in that first matchup. Just were able to get those takeaways and then get a shot off right after. So far, Seton Hall, they've taken that formula and they have run with it. This might be the first clean sheet we've seen so far in the series. And you know, if you've been watching before, you'd be saying, oh, you know, as we said, UTA, they're just going to walk away with this. But Seton Hall roaring back to life, and we're going to see at least a match number 4.
Mm-hmm. And you know, he almost had the shot right there in the air. If he just didn't just tap it while he was flying in the air, he had a wide shot. But all he had to do was probably demo the other team. But Vibes just scored again, giving him a 6-0 lead of the game, just shutting him out, making a huge statement. But you know, UTA is just not missing their shots, and they're making some questionable decisions.
There have been opportunities for them for sure. I mean, that's not taking away from Seton Hall, because I think even if those opportunities had been connected on, even if they had, you know, been able to actually get goals off it, it'd still be about like 6-3, 6-4. So it'd be a much closer match, but still one that Seton Hall will be winning regardless. And I think props to Seton Hall, they've also just had a great defense overall, much better than before. And with that final dribble, that is going to be Seton Hall taking match number 3. So now we're going to be going to number 4. And I think for UTA, one thing that they're going to have to do this time around is they're really going to have to figure out how to control the ball earlier on. Seton Hall got up to a very quick, I think it was 2-3-0 lead. And those extra goals were just, you know, icing on the cake. They weren't necessary, but they are feels good, man. And Green is actually going to be the one who got 3 goals there. So hat trick for them, but still all around 2 assists for everyone, 2 saves for everyone. So a lot of 6s there on the side of Seton Hall.
Seton Hall making an absolute statement against UT Arlington, saying we are not going to back down. And you know, they could have had a chance to just quickly get to the next game. But even towards like the last minute or 2 of that game, we saw Seton Hall just continually to score instead of just control the ball. They were trying to make a statement saying, hey, look how we can score. No matter what defense you guys got, we are still in this game.
Yeah, and you got to do that because you're playing from behind right now. Yeah, you did great in that matchup, but you ease up a little bit. You only get 3 goals. Maybe you don't have the same momentum going into match number 4. The tides can turn very quickly in a game like Rocket League where it goes at the speed of light. We'll see if they continue that momentum. Already they won the kickoff, but looks like UTA, they're going to get possession back. And just the summary of that is, you know, keep playing your hardest every time. Oh, almost able to go up 1-0 there for Seton Hall.
Already some pretty great defense from Adverse for UTA. Just right there to meet the ball at the goal, trying to get it out of the way, trying to clear it out and trying to give UTA an opportunity to score. Looks like that's a wide open shot, and Adverse transitioned pretty well from defense into offense. Took them only 27 seconds just to score, and no one was there. Vibes almost was just too slow to get there, just didn't make it on time.
Again, takeaways. They are leading to so many goals in this series. It seems like most of the goals have actually come off passes that did not go the right way or passes that were deflected, intercepted, whichever way you will. Turnovers nonetheless. And that is going to be UTA opening things up now. So But we were wondering, if Seton Hall could continue that momentum after having that clean sheet. Great run in match 3 where they got a 6-0. So far, they are playing from behind once again, and the ball is not going to UTA's side. It's been primarily for Seton Hall's area and adverse. Now going to have 2 goals.
My goodness, he's been the answer on their team. And I tell you what, that was just a great pass from Neva. And now over the goal. And now 2-0 UTA. UTA trying to just end the series right here, right now. They're sleeping on Seton Hall.
Yeah, after getting shut out pretty dominantly, they're trying to come back, and they are. I mean, I don't know how much of a comeback it is when you're leading a series 2-1, but they definitely need to play better. They are playing better. They're already up pretty early. We're seeing very similar from what Seton Hall did last time. They got 2 very quick goals. A third one came out right after that. And now you see they're able to keep possession of the ball. And you pointed out how great of a pass it was. It was an amazing aerial to follow up the great set play, but now Vibes is going to get one back. So Seton Hall, they are not done yet.
Vibes just guided that ball from the little ledge, little crease, little bounce right there, just right on the ledge. Vibes putting Seton Hall back in this game. They're not going anywhere still. They're still the guys that can score 6 on you. And now we're going to, hopefully we got a pretty good game coming.
And that was a great play by Vibes because that ball was teetering right on the edge of the goalpost. If you hit it too fast, it might bounce out completely, go to the side. There, he just kind of edged it in. So that is the goal that's going to be going their way, and we're getting a little bit closer. You and I, we both predicted this might be 5 maps, but with that demo, it's going to be the advantage to UTA 3v2 for the time being, but the ball is not going their way.
Yeah. Almost 3 minutes left to play, and UTA still with the lead over Seton, but Seton Hall's playing a little bit more angrier, playing with a little bit more pressure right there. We see Samba carrying the ball, feeding it to adverse. Just missed the bunny shot right there. Tone with the rebound, but it looks like that Samba got a little steal right there, trying to give the control to UTA, and now Vibes cleared it out a little bit. Only travels almost all in the air, and a nice save from Tone after Samba tried to take a shot. Right now, each team is just playing angry. We're looking at some really good defense for each team right now.
And you saw that there was a missed tackle that could have led to another goal for Seton Hall, but luckily the rest of UTA were there to make up for the missed tackle now. We'll see if they can go for the aerial. You see there, that's a set play. They've been trying to hit those all day. They've had success sometimes, but more often than not, there's just been a little bit of a mistiming. Calculating those jumps on the fly is so difficult as a player to do. It's definitely something that I could never figure out, so kudos to UTA for trying, but if they're able to connect 1 or 2 more, like this one, if there was someone there to go up there, could have been a great goal. Is there going to be the follow-up? You see it, they're all there. They're all able to connect shots and passes, but Seton Hall, their defense right now, a bit impenetrable.
And it looks like another shot from adverse. That was a
it.
court shot. That was amazing from adverse. And now UTA with 3-1, looking to put away the series with just 1:46 left to play in the game.
And you see right there are 2 members of Seton Hall stacked right up on top of each other, both of them a little bit too much to the left to actually try to contest the shot. I think that they assumed the ball just be cleared out completely, or that at least it'd be played more at mid, but instead UTA, they took the long shot, they went for it, they got it, risk, it pays off, you get the reward, and now that lead, that 3-1 scoreline, if UTA wins with a 3-1 scoreline, they have won all 3 matches the exact same way.
Exactly. Almost 120 left to play, and the ball's in UTA territory. We'll see. Vibes just drive it off, but Nava with the steal, and then Samba just put insult to injury, giving the demo to Vibes. And now it looks like adverse tried to take a shot, but Tone took a block, and now Seton Hall's ready to try to score it again. But Nava, once again, with a pretty good defense. Nava's been pretty good at blocking shots. And now we have 55 seconds left to play, and Seton Hall really needs to score. Really desperate to try to get that basket, to try to tie this thing up. And Green, just like I said, trying to get that basket, or not a basket because it's not basketball. This is Rocket League. That was the goal. 48 seconds left to play. 2-3. UTA still ahead, but Seton Hall putting on the aggression.
They are indeed. That was just knowing your win condition, knowing your advantage, and they got the demo early on, so they knew it was a 3v2. They rushed in. they did it well. And for UTA, you don't have to score right now. You just have to play keep away. So the fact that they're giving up this ball in their own end is pretty dangerous. That can lead to a tie or even a loss scenario if they keep going that way. It is only 30 seconds left, and again, there's another demo coming out from Vibes, but unfortunately for them, the ball's on the other side, hitting the crossbar a little bit. Nava had to hit that, had to at least nudge it out of the way, or that would have been the goal going to Seton Hall.
Nava has some pretty good ball control, and now with 15 seconds left, Vibes tied the game. 13 seconds left. Seton Hall's not going anywhere, and I'll tell you, Jag, we got a really good game now.
13 seconds left. We might see our first overtime of the day. You saw Adverse try to clear it out, but there was an opponent coming straight at them. Seton Hall, they're able to get it to the other end. Samba was not anywhere near that as they had been demoed, and now 7 seconds left. UTA, they're just going to be hoping they can make it to overtime with how aggressive Seton Hall has been.
And it looks like Seton Hall's just going to play careful, take them into overtime instead of try to get a last-second shot. So now, in overtime, we just need one score from either team. First one to score, they get the dub.
Yep, absolutely. It's a golden
and
goal.
It looks like it's going to be Seton Hall. Not
9
even
seconds.
10 seconds. Not even 10 seconds. It just took 9 seconds for Seton Hall to make something happen. And ladies and gentlemen, we got a series. We're going to take it to a Game 5. Seton Hall 4-3. They were down 3-1, and then they just scored 3 unanswered points. What a game from Tone and Vibes and Green. Just an all-around effort from each team. Or each player of the team, that is.
It was something they had to do. It was something they needed to do. They needed to get those goals late. And UTA, I'm not exactly sure what happened on their defense, but the demos that came out were too advantageous for Seton Hall. They used them in a great way. They knew they had the number, so they said, hey, we're just going to run in, and it worked out every time. So I think that UTA had to kind of realize that they couldn't play as aggressively because then they let themselves wide open every time. They still were trying to clear it down the field, but just some missed passes there, some missed clears led to Seton Hall getting new life. And then 9 seconds. I mean, what else can be said about that? They scored very quickly, and now our prophecy is going to come to fruition. We are going to see a Game 5. I believe every other game so far that's been played out on stream today was a 3-0. So it's great to see those two teams at the top of the standings go at it. But Adverse says, you know what? You did it in 9 seconds. I'll do it in 3.
I'll tell you what, I didn't even get a chance to enter us into this game, and already UTA's going out fast and quick. Adverse with the quick shot. Seton Hall needs to respond pretty evenly.
They do. It took them a while to do it in the 4th round, or the fourth game, to get back to even, but they did it nonetheless. So as long as they can play a little bit of their own game instead of being forced into that panic scenario that we saw in the first and second matchup, I think they should be all right. It isn't really a goal for UTA, but it is only a goal at that. If you get one more to even things up for Seton Hall, then it's a 0-0 game again.
Exactly. And now 4:30 left to play. And right now, UTA is playing a little bit of defense. Tone just try to shoot the ball from the air, giving a good aerial, but UTA is still able to recover, control the ball well. They've been controlling the ball way better in the last game.
They have been indeed. I really want to see UTA connect on some of these set plays. They've tried doing them over and over again, and I think it's only worked out a few times versus how many times they've actually tried it. So I think they're just maybe going a bit too fast for their own good there. Zooming past the ball, so if they can control their speed and as well as can dribble it a bit better, they should set themselves up in a great position to walk away with the series. But on the other side, Seton Hall, they just need to keep the ball out of their own zone. Now we see UTA, they are going to have the advantage on that demo, but I don't think they're going to be able to do much of it unless they just, oh, there it is, right off the side, so close, but just they're entering with too much speed.
Just ricocheted off the ledge of the goal. Just a little too much speed, just like you said. I'm definitely copying you. But I'll tell you what, UTA almost got a score from Green, but they, and another, I was about to say, Nava's waiting for that shot, but they were still ready for that. But Adverse was ready too. He's telling everybody, don't forget about me. You got Samba and Nava, but don't forget about Adverse.
And it was great positioning. For the rest of UTA. Sure, they weren't there for the immediately immediate follow-up on a deflection or anything like that. They played a little bit back, so that way, if the ball came out of the goal area, they'd be able to put it back in. Exactly what they did. They get the second goal. They just keep shooting, and eventually something's got to give. There you saw. Vibes was so close.
Excellent save by Nava. And again, one thing I've raved about Nava is just his ball control. Really just able to control it in the air, on the ground, on the goal, making sure that ball never went in, guided the ball really well. He's just been handling the ball really well. And with only almost 2:45 left to play in the game, UTA up 2-0 over Seton Hall, looking to close out the series. But Seton Hall's been on a tear, and we just see Seton right now getting the Seton Hall on the board, only down 1 with 2:39 left to play. Seton Hall is making this a game.
Nava didn't have enough strength to get that ball out of the zone. A great follow-up there by Tone to get the goal. And remember, this was a Seton Hall team that was down 0-2. So UTA, they've been on match point now for 3 games in a row. Seton Hall, they're just getting to match point here. So the mental fortitude you got to have to complete a reverse sweep is massive. I don't think any sort of deficit will put them down. They were down 2-0. They don't care. They're trying to bring it back. Now it's 1-2. Oh, is he going to go in?
Samba had him wide open. That was just a perfect opening for UTA. There was nobody there. Tone tried to get there. He was just a little too slow. And Samba able to capitalize. 3-1 UTA.
The awareness there from Samba was immaculate. Just doing a 360, was going all the way back to their own zone, or at least to the mid of the field. But instead, they walked in again. Yeah, I think that was. We got to rewatch that. I was in the middle of my talk. It looks like Samba just got a great opening kickoff.
That was off the serve. That was off the kickoff.
Yeah, Vibes just misplayed it, and Tone again there, but a little bit too late, not doing enough. So now Seton Hall find themselves down 3. I gotta say, getting goals off kickoffs, that's my favorite thing about Rocket League. It's just so entertaining. It's so skillful to see.
Exactly, and you never know exactly how it happened. Like, we were just talking, and we just totally were caught off guard on what just happened. But now Seton Hall looking at a 3-point deficit, cut it down to 2. Tone putting him back on the board, keeping him in the game. 2 minutes, 2:03 left to play in the game. This is still a game.
It is indeed. I would not count out Seton Hall at all. We've seen them come back from a lead or from a deficit like this before. They've been down, but never out. So I'm going to continue to see how this develops. 2 minutes. That's still plenty of time in Rocket League. That if you get at least, 1 goal per minute, you're still in this. You're still tied up. And we've already seen that they were better in overtime. Very quickly disposed of UTA in that last matchup. So if they can get a tie score, great chance for them to win. But
Vibes with the excellent save over Samba's shot. And now Tone trying to guide it in. But looks like the ball just poked out. Now a pass to Green. And let's see, can they capitalize? Not yet. But it's in UTA territory. Seton Hall trying to put it in with less than 1:30 left to play.
One thing I've noticed is that these demos aren't most exclusively going to Samba, so they might have a strategy on the side of Seton Hall to specifically target that player, make sure that they are not going to be there when it is a 2v3. But, oh no, Adverse might have a free avenue now. And that's going to be in from the Seton Hall player. I think it was Tone that was there. Unlucky.
Tone was trying to make a defensive play, but he basically just helped Adverse out. The only thing he was able to accomplish was not letting Adverse get a direct dead center shot. That was the best help he could have, but now they're at a 3-point deficit again. It's 5-2, less than 1:10 left to play. Seton Hall needs to answer.
They do indeed. They did not come this far just to lose, but right now that is the result they are looking at. And they have not been able to really get much of an attack going these last few minutes. They've been relying on these demos, and just as I say that, it does happen. It's actually Nava that got the demo on the Tone. Was Tone the one that got the shot off before the demo? It looks like they were, so able to shoot right before that demo comes in. If they just had been a little bit sooner on the demolition for UTA, they might have been able to stop that goal. And again, that lead cut down from 3-2.
Tone has been scoring all the goals in this game. And I'm not going to make another pun, but now Vibes came in and gets them back in with just 1 point down with 50 seconds left. And I tell you what, Seton Hall, it could be 5 seconds left to play. Seton Hall can still tie it up. They've just been scoring fast, quickly. You do not want to catch them off guard.
You just can't give them position. You can't let them have any chance. They will strike. They are like a snake waiting in the grass for those opportunities. And now, still one behind, so they still have to get one more to get this to overtime. Two more if they want to win outright. UTA, they have not been able to keep control of it for a little bit, but just as I say that, it looks like they're able to get it back. Now you just got to keep the ball. Just play keep away. You don't have to score. You don't have to have anything to prove here. You just got to make sure that these passes are connected in. It's gonna go right off the top.
Close. Nava with the save. That almost tied the game. But Vibes coming in. Almost hit the dime shot from above. Now 8 seconds left. Get a stop. And Samba just scored. 6 seconds left. 2 points. Tone just mad miss. He's probably just livid that he missed that shot. And then Samba capitalizing right there, and UTA looking to walk away with just 6 seconds left.
Bounced off the bottom of the crossbar. It was so close to going in. We could have had a tied game, but with 2 seconds left, as soon as that ball hits the field, it's over. And there it is.
Arlington took away the game just right there and now, and it looks like everyone's headed out. Adverse was just there. Left, and what a series that was. What an ending, really. You know, it was kind of disappointing if you're Seton Hall, but I'll tell you what, the way they came back was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the question is it the best way or the worst way to lose? Because on one hand, you came back, you could have just lost that series 0-3 outright, and, you know, that would have been disappointing, but you bring it back almost for the reverse sweep. You're so close, but you still can't get it done. As far as, you know, match differential goes, that's definitely going to help with standing things later on, so that's still a big plus. But you got to give it to Seton Hall, even though they didn't walk away, and it might be a disappointing that you couldn't get their full reverse sweep. You still were able to fight tooth and nail to the end, and that is a great thing to have nonetheless.
UT Arlington walks away with this, and it looks like they will take second place. We're gonna take a quick break, swap out casters. Unfortunately, you guys won't witness me anymore. You will witness dangerous taco casting, so stick around watching the next game, Siena College Xavier coming up next, so stay tuned.
Just ain't the same anymore in this town. It's dangerous to just ain't the same. Things just ain't the same. And things just ain't the same anymore in this town.
Welcome back, everybody, to EGF Rocket League here, the collegiate scene. And this is not who you've been accustomed to seeing. This is the new caster stepping in. There's Danger Taco, but you have a reliable face as well. You have Jag. Jag, how you doing? We have a good match coming up here. We have Siena College against Xavier University. What can you tell us about these two teams?
Well, Xavier, they're the favorites, I would say, coming into this matchup. They're one of those teams that was 7-1, one of the 4 teams coming into this week that had that really great record at the top of the standings. But Seton Hall just fell to UT Arlington. Those are 2 of the teams, 2 of the 4 So now Xavier, they got an opening not only to jump a little bit above Seton Hall in the grand standings, but also in the Big East and be first there. So there's a lot riding here for Xavier. And Siena College, they have had a little bit less of a successful run during the fall split. They're coming into this 2-6. So they've got a big hill to climb, but a lot can change during winter break. We'll see if the Siena College lineup can bring some more power.
And it sounds good to hear because certainly when teams are a little bit, say there's a differential in between them in the leaderboards, I think there's the concern that starts stepping in that teams are in a funk. It's hard to get out. But as you mentioned, the break is a good thing. It allows teams to really focus on what they're struggling with, what they need to improve on. And so being able to actually kick them kind of in the rear, boot them forward, get them some motivation, be interesting to see if that produced anything for these teams, as we'll get a little bit of a delayed kickoff as players a little bit groggy coming to this one, but surely and very shortly we have everyone ready to go as Valor actually right off the bat will get one for Xavier.